right, freaks, we have a familiar face for you here. You may remember this wonderful gentleman from the series Face Off. Yes, indeed. For those ghouls that for some reason don't watch Face Off or don't know who you are, why don't you introduce yourself and tell the creeps at home what the hell it is you do.
I am Jerry Macaluso from Face Off. I am a special effects makeup artist.
So, how has life been going since Face Off?
Very well. Face Off was a positive experience for me.
Excellent.
I had a great time, met a lot of new friends. I had been retired from makeup for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of got me back into makeup. So now I do these conventions and I have a lot of fun doing it.
Are you working on any projects or mainly just doing conventions? Or
I am just doing conventions. I'm a toy designer by trade.
Oh, cool.
So that's what I do. Now I get to do the conventions, and I have a lot of fun with that.
That's very cool. And you mentioned toys, which we loathe toys, don't we, boils and ghouls? What type of toys? Are we talking action figures, play sets?
Kind of everything. Right now I'm up to my eyes in Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Masters of the Universe, and RoboCop toys for different companies and things like that.
So you do the design and sculpt for different companies then?
Yes.
Nice. Is there a particular company that you really like working with more than others?
I would say Pop Culture Shop Toys. I also do some stuff for Sideshow, and it's been a little while, but McFarlane I've done stuff for.
Very cool.
It's a great job.
It sounds like so much fun. I mean, how could you not have a ghoul time playing with toys all day?
I agree.
Now, was getting into the toy world an extension of the makeup? Did you start in makeup first and then go over there, or vice versa?
I did start in makeup. I was 16 when I got my first makeup job back in the 80s. I actually got to visit Tom Savini on the set of Day of the Dead, and that was kind of the catalyst for saying, okay, I have to do this.
Right.
Then I moved out to LA, and I worked a little bit for Steve Johnson and some other people, and I was very much into the effects world. Did a lot of movies, and then in the mid-90s, when Todd McFarlane kind of reignited the toy industry with all his Spawn toys, I said, wow, this is neat. And I started to dabble in sculpting toys. And the jobs sculpting toys came in faster than the jobs doing effects. And so it kind of forced me. I just went where the work was, really, and it was toys. Although I continued to do some effects stuff all the way until 2001.
Oh, wow, okay. Very cool. Yeah, so it kind of made the choice for you, I suppose.
It really did. It did do the choice, not that I don't love the effects world, I do.
Right.
I got to work on a lot of great films. I was the effects supervisor on Wishmaster 2 and 3, and all sorts of great movies. Toxic Avenger 2, Uncle Sam. So I have a lot of great memories.
Now, I imagine in today's market and world where computers and CG are kind of dominating, it's nice to have another job. Designing toys where you can sculpt and do things. Though there are companies like Amalgamated Dynamics and stuff that are really pushing for the practical effects. And yours, Ghoulie, of course, would really love to see a big return to practical effects. Is that something you'd like to see as well?
Well, of course. And I think it's happening. I mean, I don't think it will ever go back to the 80s.
Oh, right.
That was like the golden age of special practical effects, and we should all be happy it happened.
Yes.
But I think there's more of a balance now. I think, especially there's a lot more filmmakers now that grew up loving the 80s and the early 90s, and so they want practical effects. I mean, the honest truth is, did they really need to build the practical suits for Iron Man? They probably don't need to, but they love that they can.
Yeah.
So they do. And I think that's fantastic that, they keep... It seems like there's a lot of practical going on right now.
Which I agree with. I think everybody just got oversaturated in a very short period of time where everything was CG, and people kind of miss that realism and that organic feel.
I agree. What I'd like to see now are the low-budget films go back to practical effects, because that's right now where I see the big sin of CGI, where you watch like for the Asylum movies and stuff like that, where it would be so much more fun if they were just big monsters in rubber suits than really bad CGI.
Yeah.
That's where I think there's still a lot of room to get practical effects going in, because I worked on everything from Toxic Avenger 2, which is about as low budget as it gets, to Steven Spielberg's AI, which is a pretty big movie.
Right.
And I still love the low budget stuff the most. That's where I had the most fun, working with Roger Corman and Charlie Band. Those were the best times of my life.
And I'm sure working in that type of atmosphere too allows you a little bit more freedom creatively.
Absolutely, because the lack of money forces you to have freedom. And if they're smart filmmakers, they understand that they should give you freedom because you know what you're doing.
Right.
And I remember that's how it was back in, let's pick out a movie I did, Humanoids from the Deep for Roger Corman, the remake. Obviously not the original, but the remake. And I remember Roger coming to us and saying, look, we have no money, so we'll just let you build, just do what you do. This was like 96, and that was so much fun. We didn't make any money, but we had so much fun building those suits.
That is so cool indeed, and a terrifically fun film, as you just said. And I think it's also interesting that bad CG is very, very noticeable, whereas bad practical effects are still cool.
Yes, bad practical effects can still be very charming and fun. And I mean, even let's go back to the Toxic Avenger. I can criticize it since I built it.
Right.
It's terrible makeup, but it's still cool. It fits the movie. The actor in the makeup was great. I mean, it's perfect for what it is, the tone. But could you imagine a Toxic Avenger if it was a CGI Toxic Avenger? It just doesn't work.
No, it definitely doesn't. Well, thank you so much once again, and keep up the terrific work.
Thank you.